I think the public could answer that better than I could. Her traits came out of these motivations I've mentioned.
The revelation that Jean Stapleton made before she passed away altered the way that we think about her and the legendary part that she played as Edith Bunker. In spite of the fact that Jean was already regarded as one of the greatest figures in television, this revelation gave a new dimension to her legacy. When she was in her later years, she revealed a shocking fact that brought to our attention the reasons why Edith Bunker continues to be such a memorable persona. Be sure to stay tuned to find out what Jean's secret is and how it will change our perception of the part that she is so fondly associated with. From stage beginnings to Broadway success. On the 19th of January, 1923, Jean Stapleton was born in the city of New York. While she was still a child, her family had a strong interest in the arts. Both her mother, the opera singer Marie Stapleton, and her father, the Billboard ad seller Joseph Murray, were born and raised in the United States. In addition to being Jean's older brother, Jack Stapleton was also a theatrical actor. This environment, which was full of music and shows, had a significant impact on Jean, and it was this environment that inspired her to pursue a career in the arts. Since she was a young child, Jean has been exposed to the world of singing and theater. It was her mother's opera presentations and her brother's acting profession that inspired her to pursue a career in the entertainment industry. After Jean completed her high school education, she made the decision to pursue her passion and began to devote more time and energy to her acting training. She began off with smaller roles and made the most of every opportunity to learn and improve her skills in the field she was working in. In 1941, Jean Stapleton began her actual performing career by becoming a member of a summer stock theater ensemble. This marked the beginning of her career. Because of summer stock theater, she was able to participate in a variety of plays, which she did during the summer. Consequently, she gained valuable experience and a solid foundation in stage performance as a result of this. For the purpose of improving her performing talents and gaining an understanding of how live theater operates, these early years were extremely significant. Before Jean made her debut in New York City in the off-Broadway production American Gothic, she had already established a reputation for being a talented and varied musician and performer. She was able to swiftly become famous for her acting abilities, which led to her falling in love with the stage almost immediately. Jean was a well-known figure in the local theatrical scene due to the fact that she put in a lot of effort and had the ability to effectively connect with others. The work that Jean Stapleton did on Broadway in the 1950s brought her a greater level of recognition. Funny Girl, Juno, Damn Yankees, and Bells Are Ringing are just a few of the shows that she appeared in and had critical and commercial success. Through these performances, she demonstrated her remarkable abilities, particularly in the realm of musical theater, where she excelled in both singing and acting. The performances that Jean gave in the musicals Damn Yankees and Bells Are Ringing were so outstanding that she was cast in the same roles in the films that were based on these musicals. In the year 1958, she made her debut in the film Damn Yankees, and in the year 1960, she appeared in Bells Are Ringing, which was her second film appearance. Jean Stapleton's acting career flourished throughout the course of time, growing to the point where she became a well-known actor in both films and plays. Her early work in summer stock theater and her successful Broadway musicals laid the groundwork for her continued influence in the entertainment industry. Her impact has been felt for a very long time. Pivotal roles and rising fame. During the early stages of her career in television, Jean Stapleton appeared in a number of roles on well-known programs. In addition to her numerous roles, she appeared in productions such as Lux Video Theater, Robert Montgomery Presents, and Starlight Theater. The Patty Duke Show, Woman with a Past, and the Philco Goodyear Television Playhouse are some of the other productions in which Miss Stapleton has appeared. Dr. Kildare, My Three Sons, Dennis the Menace, and Naked City were some of the other films in which she appeared. During the 1963 episode of The 11th Hour, which was shown on NBC, she portrayed the role of Rosa Criley. The episode was titled The Bride Wore Pink. There was an episode of The Defenders titled The Hidden Jungle that Stapleton appeared in back in 1962. She played the role of Mrs. Larson. On December 1st, The show was broadcast on television. On the set of this episode, she collaborated alongside Carol O'Connor. Later on, they would collaborate on the television show All in the Family. In addition, his work in the film industry began to catch on. In 1961, she appeared in the film Something Wild, and in 1967, she appeared in the film Up the Down Staircase. She was a part of the Norman Lear sitcom Cold Turkey, as well as the film Clute, which was released in 1971. As the recipient of the Primetime Emmy Award for Best Actress in a Comedy, Stapleton was honored on May 9, 1971. This was a crucial moment in her professional life. She triumphed over Mary Tyler Moore and Marlo Thomas to achieve this victory. One of the roles that Stapleton was considered for in the film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was that of Mrs. TV. On the other hand, she declined the role because it was in conflict with the pilot for the television show All in the Family. In the end, Nora Denny was selected to play the role of Mrs. TV. Jean Stapleton's early jobs in movies and television were extremely significant to her career since they presented her with the opportunity to gain experience that ultimately led to her landing iconic roles such as Edith Bunker on All in the Family. Iconic role as Edith Bunker. Jean Stapleton's most well-known role was that of Edith Bunker on the trailblazing sitcom All in the Family, which made its debut on January 12, 1971. The final episode of the show, which aired on CBS on April 8, 1979, was the 9th and final season on the network. The fact that Jean Stapleton was awarded 3 Emmys and 2 Golden Globes for her performance as Edith cemented her position as a significant figure in the history of television. When the 1960s came to a close, the way that people in the United States watched television was fundamentally altered. The character of Edith Bunker, who is married to the tough Archie Bunker and is charming and naive, was one that King Lear wanted to be played by an actress who could bring warmth, charm, and reality to the role. Jean Stapleton was the finest choice considering her many years of expertise in the E. It was due to Stapleton's ability to give the character a sense of depth and empathy that Edith became a well-known figure in American households. The relationship between Edith and Archie was one that was not only entertaining but also thought-provoking. Edith's soft attitude and quiet knowledge stood in stark contrast to Archie's abrasive personality. In contrast to the roles she had previously played in theater and on television, Stapleton's performance as Edith was nothing like what she had done before. Her most well-known role was that of Edith Bunker. Despite the fact that she had done a variety of roles throughout the years, her professional life was altered in ways that she had not anticipated. Edith was a role that Stapleton found to be both tough and enjoyable. It was because of her ability to make Edith appear genuine that she became more than just a comedic figure. As time went on, she became a symbol of decency and charity. The show's social criticism was given additional significance as a result of the fact that Edith's straightforwardness and Archie's harshness stood out due to the fact that they had opposite points of view. Stapleton's dedication to the role remained unwavering throughout the entirety of the run of All in the Family. However, by the time the series was over, she believed that Edith's narrative had reached a conclusion that was satisfactory. In order to assist with the transition, Stapleton appeared in 5 additional episodes of the show that followed the first, which was called Archie Bunker's Place. Following the occurrence of a stroke that took place behind the scenes in the first episode of the 2nd season of Archie Bunker's Place, Edith was terminated from her role on the show. This was not only an acting gig for Edith. As a result of its profound and heartfelt representation, which struck a chord with the audience, it continues to be regarded as an essential and cherished component of the history of television. The legacy of kindness and change. Jean Stapleton's portrayal of Edith Bunker became a symbol of compassion during a period in which American television began to depict significant societal changes. All in the Family was more than just another sitcom from its inception in 1971. It was an innovative performance. It addressed significant issues such as racism, misogyny, and economic inequality through the use of humor and honesty. Archie Bunker, Edith's spouse, frequently expressed controversial and critical opinions. Nevertheless, Edith's character was the emotional core of the program. There are numerous exceptional qualities to Jean Stapleton's portrayal of Edith Bunker. including a unique blend of profundity, earnestness, and warmth. This assisted her in bringing Edith to life. The narrative portrays Edith as a woman who is consistently benevolent and astute. Her relatability and charisma were appreciated by viewers. At first, she appeared innocent. However, she possessed a profound comprehension of the world around her. Her persona is relatable to a large number of individuals in the United States. Despite the fact that Archie was frequently bigoted and rude, she was able to maintain her kindness and love. Contemporary culture is significantly influenced by Edith Bunker. Edith represented the typical American woman during a period in which television programs frequently depicted enhanced and escape-oriented depictions of American life. She was not ostentatious or showy in real life. Her struggles, joys, and quiet strength could resonate with a significant number of women who are observing from home. This made her a simple character to root for and be fond of. In addition to being a revered figure, Edith significantly influenced the narrative. She advocated for reason and comprehension. She frequently challenged Archie's outdated and prejudicial perspectives with her delicate yet forceful responses. Viewers were able to easily comprehend the manner in which all members of the family addressed challenging subjects through Edith. The show was able to achieve this in a profound and authentic manner as a result of Stapleton's nuanced performance. Audiences were able to more effectively comprehend and empathize with intricate issues. Edith's contributions stimulated additional discourse regarding social transformation. Nevertheless, Jean Stapleton was compelled to make the difficult decision to disengage from the family after nearly a decade. Despite the fact that her role was well received and had a significant impact on the audience, Stapleton had made it a significant component of her work by the time she made the decision to depart. Edith had become a beloved figure among viewers of American television. However, Stapleton believed that the character had reached the end of her utility. In her mind, Edith's narrative had concluded, and if she continued to portray the character, it could become monotonous, which would diminish the character's authenticity. In addition to her desire to explore alternative performing roles, Stapleton was enthusiastic about assuming new responsibilities that would enable her to demonstrate her versatility in scenarios beyond sitcoms, as she had a wealth of theater experience. After years of portraying Edith, Stapleton felt the necessity to explore new opportunities, which is indicative of her devotion to her profession. She believed that adopting additional roles would facilitate her artistic development. She believed that portraying Edith would prevent her from completing other critical tasks and could potentially harm her employment prospects if she continued to do so. Some of the primary reasons she opted to depart from the program were her desire for personal development and creative autonomy. She was also aware that the entire family was undergoing a transformation. The show's concentration shifted, resulting in a decrease in the number of stories featuring Edith. Stapleton felt more at ease departing the program following this transformation, as she was confident that it could continue without her. She wanted to ensure that Edith would remain significant before she departed, as she did not wish for her significance to gradually diminish. Stapleton made the wise decision to depart on a high note, expanding horizons and continuing to have a significant impact, as she balanced her desire for new experiences with her obligation to respect the character's memory. Jean Stapleton's subsequent work following her departure from All in the Family demonstrated her versatility and proficiency as an actor. It was a pivotal moment when she departed the program. This enabled her to experiment with new concepts in theater, cinema, and television, maintaining the same level of commitment that she had demonstrated throughout her career. Stapleton portrayed Eleanor Roosevelt in the 1982 television film Eleanor, First Lady of the World. This was one of her most significant roles subsequent to All in the Family. This portrayal was markedly different from her previous one, Edith Bunker. It demonstrated that Stapleton was capable of portraying more complex and somber roles. Her performance garnered the approval of numerous individuals. Additionally, she was nominated for Best Actress at both the Golden Globe and Emmy Awards. Stapleton also returned to the theater, a medium that she had always cherished. She appeared in numerous theatrical productions, including a renowned one-woman performance in which she reprised her role as Eleanor Roosevelt. This return to theater facilitated Stapleton's reconnection with her heritage. Her reputation as a competent and dedicated performer was further solidified as a result. She continued to demonstrate her versatility and depth as an actor through her performances on stage. This period also saw a resurgence in Stapleton's filmography. In 1984, she took part in the film The Buddy System alongside Susan Sarandon and Richard Dreyfuss. This section provided Stapleton with an additional opportunity to demonstrate her adaptability. She demonstrated her ability to effortlessly transition between dramatic and comedic roles. She demonstrated her ability to write in a variety of genres and for a variety of characters, which indicated her enduring talent. Stapleton continued to make significant strides in the field of television throughout the 1980s. In 1970, she starred in Tail Gunner Joe, a television film that was nominated for an Emmy Award and was inspired by the life of U.S. Senator Joseph R. McCarthy. Stapleton also appeared as a guest star in the 6th episode of the 3rd season of The Muppet Show, which broadcast on September 30, 1978. Her performance on The Muppet Show demonstrated her ability to establish a rapport with individuals of all backgrounds and demonstrate her humor. Stapleton participated in the inaugural Canadian production of the musical Something's Afoot in 1979, which was subsequently broadcast on Showtime. In the same year, she portrayed the lead in the Hallmark Hall of Fame TV film Aunt Mary, which was inspired by the real-life story of Mary Dobkin, a human rights activist in Baltimore. This segment once more demonstrated that Stapleton was capable of portraying a contender. Stapleton continued to serve as a guest performer on numerous television programs. The Giant's Wife was her role in Jack and the Beanstalk in 1983, and the fairy godmother in Cinderella was her role in 1985. Additionally, she appeared in episodes of Scarecrow and Mrs. King and The Love Boat. Her contributions to these programs demonstrated her adaptability and significance in the television industry. Peter Ustinov portrayed Hercule Poirot in the 1986 television adaptation of Agatha Christie's Dead Man's Folly, in which Stapleton portrayed Ariadne Oliver. In this role, she demonstrated her acting abilities by immersing herself in the realm of intrigue and crime. It was evident from Stapleton's performance that she was capable of mastering the complexity and nuance of her role. Angela Lansbury was awarded the role of Jessica Fletcher in the television series Murder, She Wrote, a role that Stapleton declined. Nevertheless, Stapleton's efforts persisted. From 1990 to 1991, she collaborated with Whoopi Goldberg on the television program Baghdad Cafe, which was inspired by the film of the same name. She was recognized for her performance in Baghdad Cafe, which was another exceptional project in her extensive portfolio. In 1994, Stapleton portrayed Mistress Pigglewiggle in a children's television program that was inspired by Betty MacDonald's novels of the same name. This role provided her with the opportunity to establish a connection with a younger audience and demonstrate her ability to portray a diverse array of personalities. In 1996, Stapleton portrayed Beekman's mother, Beek Mom, in the film Beekman's World. In Everybody Loves Raymond, she also portrayed Ray's domineering aunt. Her performance in the film Michael, in which she starred alongside John Travolta, and her appearance on the Murphy Brown episode All in the Family, demonstrated her ability to portray a diverse range of characters and themes. Additionally, Stapleton's involvement in video games was crucial. She was awarded the Teacher's Choice Award by Reading Magazine for her performance as Grandma Ollie in Grandma Ollie's Morpho-Bet Soup. In the 1998 episode A Recipe for Disaster, Stapleton portrayed a former TV chef with a drinking problem on the Gene Smart sitcom Style and Substance. In Disney's direct-to-video animated film Pocahontas 2, Journey to a New World, she also played the role of Mrs. Jenkins, John Rolfe's attendant. Another intriguing aspect of Stapleton's extensive and diverse career was her portrayal of a close co-worker in You've Got Mail. In her final years as an actress, Stapleton transformed her portrayal of Eleanor Roosevelt into a solo performance, which she performed on live stages. She was able to continue to share her passion for theater by attending live performances. In May 2000, she appeared in Touched by an Angel as an angel named Emma, who arrived to assist a woman who was caring for the mother of her late closest friend. Her final film role was in the 2001 television film Like Mother Like Son, which recounted the peculiar tale of Sante and Kenny Kimes, The character she portrayed was Irene Silverman. Her final performance was on March 7, 2002, at Lincoln Center in New York, in The Carpetbagger's Children by Horton Foote. Her most recent performances demonstrated her unwavering commitment to her craft. In addition to being admitted to the Television Hall of Fame that year, Stapleton was also inducted into the American Theater Hall of Fame. She continued to receive various roles and participate in a variety of projects, which demonstrated her talent and passion for acting. A life of family, theater, and advocacy. William Putch and Jean Stapleton. William Putch was married to Jean Stapleton from 1957 until his death in 1983. They had 2 children. Pamela Putch was a television producer, while John Putch was an actor, writer, and director. The Summerstock Theater. William Putch operated the Totem Pole Playhouse in Caledonia State Park, Pennsylvania, for a period of 30 years. The resident group frequently collaborated with Stapleton to perform at the theater. Despite the abrupt passing of William Putch from a heart attack during a performance, Stapleton made the decision to perform that evening in order to demonstrate her dedication to her profession. Her cousin Betty Jane Watson was also a performer, and her sibling Jack Stapleton was a stage actor. Numerous individuals believed that Stapleton was associated with actress Maureen Stapleton. Additionally, Stapleton contributed to numerous political and social concerns. She was a staunch advocate for the Equal Rights Amendment and supported Walter Mondale for president in 1984. In 1977, she participated in the National Women's Conference. Stapleton did not appear on talk programs frequently. However, she reconnected with Carol O'Connor on Donnie and Marie Osmond's show on April 24, 2000. She jokingly stated that she only performed her duties for compensation when she was requested to participate in Edith Bunker's voice. Stapleton stated in an interview with the Archive of American Television that she had only occasionally viewed All in the Family, but she had reconsidered her stance by 2000. Tributes and final resting place. On the 31st of May 2013, Jean Stapleton passed away in her residence in New York City. She had reached the age of 90. As far as Norman Lear is concerned, Jean Stapleton was the only one who imparted more profound teachings on how to be a human being. Another one of her co-stars, Rob Reiner, remarked that working with her was one of the most memorable experiences of his entire life. Sally Struthers stated that Jean lived her life in the present moment. As a Christian Scientist, she never expressed or believed anything that could be considered negative. It seemed as if she were an angel in motion. On June 5, 2013, the marquee lights on Broadway were dimmed for 2 minutes at 8 o'clock in the evening as a means of paying tribute to Stapleton. During the funeral services, Jean Stapleton was laid to rest at Lincoln Cemetery in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Finally, the revelation? The real-life inspiration behind Edith Bunker. Edith Bunker, the character that Jean Stapleton cherished so much on All in the Family, was the subject of a very private secret that she divulged to everyone right before she passed away. After this revelation, we gained a lot of insight into how Stapleton came up with the persona, the impact that it had on her as well as on her audience. According to Stapleton, Edith Bunker used real people in her life, such as her mother, as inspiration for her ideas. Through this intimate connection, Edith gained more depth. She became more likable as a result. Because of this, she became a character who viewers were able to relate with in a way that is not common among television characters. In light of the information that Stapleton possessed regarding Edith, the role was more than just a performance piece. It was a tribute to the courageous and affectionate ladies she had met in the past. The love, kindness, and quiet courage that Edith possessed were quite similar to the relationships that Stapleton had with the ladies in his own life. Edith was able to maintain her connection to the actual world by being so near to genuine people. It was because of this that she was able to establish a really personal connection with her audience. The fact that many viewers perceived Edith as a reflection of the powerful and caring women they knew helped to solidify her position as a significant figure in the history of television entertainment. Stapleton believed that one of the most fascinating aspects of Edith Bunker was the fact that she had a heart-shaped heart. Edith displayed a quiet firmness and a strong belief system, in contrast to her husband, Archie Bunker, who frequently spoke out loud and brutally. She was unfazed by the turbulent waters that her family life presented. She dealt with them in a calm and considerate manner. The strength of Edith's character was demonstrated by this. Even when Archie broke the rules or did something wrong, she was able to maintain her affection and willingness to assist. She was not a passive figure in the family. Rather, she served as the moral compass for the collective. In order to maintain the cohesiveness of the family, it was necessary for Archie's more irritable nature to be counterbalanced by her love and generosity. Stapleton, on the other hand, suffered a great deal of emotional distress while playing the role of Edith Bunker. In spite of the fact that she cherished the role, she had to put a significant amount of mental effort into playing Edith. The intense nature of playing a character with such a strong moral compass, as stated by Stapleton, was the primary factor that was responsible for her decision to leave the role. Her goal was to maintain Edith's status as a multifaceted and genuine figure. Ensure that she does not become a cartoon character due to the fact that she has been in an excessive number of stories. The reason that Stapleton decided to leave the role was because she wanted to maintain Edith's genuineness and effect. This would guarantee that the spectators would continue to find the role to be significant and significant. A few moments before she passed away, Stapleton expressed her gratitude for the role of Edith and the impact it had on the lives of others. Her perception of Edith Bunker expanded beyond that of a mere character on a television show. Through her development, she had become a symbol of love, acceptance, and humanity. Due to the fact that he had played such a significant and prominent figure, Stapleton felt a great deal of pride. She was aware that Edith had a unique and significant memory for a great number of individuals. Upon realizing that Edith had a more significant impact, Stapleton developed a deeper appreciation for the role. She came to the realization that it played a significant role in shaping the viewer's conceptions of love and moral fortitude. Fans had a greater understanding of Jean Stapleton's relationship to the role of Edith Bunker as a result of her deathbed revelation about the character. It demonstrated how individuals' lives can be significantly impacted by the stories they watch on television. This portion of Stapleton's performance has piqued the imagination of fans for a considerable amount of time. What it meant for her was something that they wanted to comprehend. Stapleton rose to prominence for her performance as Edith Bunker, but her influence extended far beyond the scope of that single role. A great number of individuals will never forget the way in which she was able to infuse her actions with warmth, depth, and humanity. Through his portrayal of Edith, Stapleton conveyed powerful themes about the importance of being kind and tolerant and seeing humanity in someone else. As a result of the actress's strong emotional connection to the character, Edith Bunker evolved into something more than just a part. She became a well-liked character in the culture of the United States. Stapleton's performance was a game-changer in terms of female roles available on television. The way she portrayed women was one that was not only nuanced but also approachable. She demonstrated both their weakness and their strength. In spite of the fact that Stapleton passed away in 2013, her impact on television and culture is still being felt today. People continue to consider Edith Bunker to be one of the most well-known characters in television. As a result, this demonstrates how talented and committed Stapleton was. Her performances served as a source of motivation for plenty of actors and innovators. The tremendous amount of love and respect that was expressed after Stapleton's passing brought to light the extent to which she was significant to individuals. In an interview, Norman Lear, the creator of All in the Family, referred to Stapleton as one of the best actors on television. Her performance as Edith was a significant contributor to the overall success of the production. Rob Reiner, who plays Michael Meathead Stivic, Edith's son-in-law, recalls Stapleton as being friendly and compassionate. Her professionalism and her ability to bring out the best in her fellow actors were both lauded by him with applause. Sally Struthers, who played Gloria, Edith's daughter, stated that Stapleton was like a second mother to her and that she was always there for them on set. Gloria was Edith's daughter. Edith Bunker had become a reassuring presence in the lives of her followers since she was a symbol of values such as love, kindness, and understanding. Jean Stapleton is remembered as a person who was both courteous and exceptionally skilled. As she finished her remarks about Edith Bunker, she and her audience became more intimate with one another. It served as a timely reminder to everyone of the powerful impact that stories can have on individuals as well as on society as a whole. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Keep up with us for more interesting ones to come.